Hello, hello, everybody, live from Mexico. It's Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here with my favorite person to talk about all things traitor-esque. We have Jonathan. Happy New Year, Jonathan.
Happy New Year. I feel like we were just talking about doing this, seemingly like just yesterday. I'm also in Mexico emotionally, physically, no, but
So you put a
emotionally.
backdrop of Toronto behind you just to make
Right.
you feel like at home.
Right. Yes. Emotionally, I'm with you, though. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Well, we love the Traitors. We love, the fact that this new season is all reality stars, which I think I like. I think I like it when it's like either all one or all the other. And so we thought that it might be fun to look at the new cast and then at the same time pull some tarot and animal oracle cards. Just to see how they're going to fare. So, what do you think that we should maybe assess these cards for? How well they're going to do in the game, whether they're going to be traitors or faithfuls? Like, what do you think we're going to be looking for?
I mean, I think between the two of us, we pretty much know all the people who are playing. There's a few people I don't know, and they're more like Bachelor or Real Housewives that you may know. But it's so I feel like that influence will be there already. So for me, I feel like I'm just going to speak on their gameplay and how they'll fare, in this setting. And I'm really excited too because I just started watching season 2 of UK Traders because I
Don't
was a
tell me
little
anything about it. I'm
no,
actually
I'm not gonna
behind
I'm
on
not gonna
that
say
one.
anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say it. Other than in episode 3, mouth dropped. And that doesn't happen often for me. So it's good, is what I'll say. And the other thing I will say is that I was concerned overall because if you remember UK season 1, and then we saw some other iterations of it with Australia and
New
US. They were
Zealand.
and New Zealand. They were using the same competitions, and that we don't have this year. It's new competitions. And the only other thing I'll say too about the series, because I'm hoping that season 2 of Traders US does the same thing, is we've
Mhm.
shied away from the armory. And it actually, what they're doing is instead of winning the ability to go into the armory, you're to get a shield, the shields are being presented at the challenges. So they're making them a little bit more devious and cutthroat at the actual challenge, and kind of avoiding just a trip to the armory for a chance by opening a box. And they're right there. So it's causing more havoc. And I'm like, ooh, I hope that happens for this season in the US. I hope they get rid of
Well,
the armory and just put the shields in the challenges because it makes you want to watch the challenges more, which they're kind of before.
yeah, exactly. And it puts some stakes because we're always kind of talking about how the mole, at least they have the option to try to sabotage so that they don't win as much money. And that's better for the mole. And so, like, there's stakes going into all these challenges.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. The challenges, yeah, sometimes they were interesting, but there was no real stakes about them. Like,
Yeah, from the viewer's
likely,
perspective too. It's
yeah,
like we
exactly.
like for the mole, it's like who's the mole, and we're trying to figure it out. But yeah, so this is like now we get to enjoy that people are being shady because they're going for the shield right away. It's not a chance at the shield; it's the shield.
Hmm.
So it's let me I get on season 2 of UK Traders because they're bringing it. So I hope that this is what we have with these celebrities as well. It'd be perfect.
Do we know whether or not the USA season 2 was filmed before or after UK?
I don't. I would only assume after, only because it just seemingly is like the UK was on board with things first, and I will happily report that the challenges thus far in the UK version, which I've seen 3 episodes, they've been different. So I think we're in for a real surprise with season 2 US, and I think it'll be great.
And what I think is also really fun is just seeing, some of the stars that we know tweeting about things, about like their excitement. And it's like, I can't wait for you guys to see this season. And like a lot of them know about reality TV. They know how to make good TV. They know what the audiences want. And so the fact that they are excited to bring this season to us, that makes me excited because they know what's going to be good, likely. So, yay, the
Yeah,
traders
and
too.
I'm with you. Like I like the idea of, no celebrity seasons, which is what the UK is doing right now. But then I'm like, if I'm doing celebrity, I mean, and I like season one where there was a mix, but I think I like the idea of season two just being all, reality
Like
stars and whatnot.
reality star.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm
Well,
good
I
with
guess
that.
reality stars and like some other people that I have no idea who they are. Like
There's like
actually.
reality, there's a few sports people, but we'll go through them all, yeah.
Now, everybody here in the chat, unfortunately, because I'm on my iPad, I wasn't able to bring up the pictures properly. So I will be using my phone. So it'll be a real makeshift, you know, viewing of each of the people that are going to be on this season. But we're making do with what we have, and it'll be a little more streamlined when we actually cover the season, at least for the first episode. If people need to have reminders of who is whom. We do have friends here, like I said. So Kathy is here, excited for the new season of Traitors. Lady Di, Whitney. Whitney says, after the season of Real Housewives of Miami, I have certain cards I need Larsa to draw. I'm not fully up to date on Real Housewives of Miami. I think I've seen 4 episodes. So yeah, I need to go on a binge there. Yes, it will be fun. Kathy says, I don't know if the boxer and member of parliament will be able to keep up with those crazy reality stars. I mean, like, my thought is they're going to be out first, right?
You can always be surprised. So who knows? Who knows?
Hi, Steph, if you're still here. Diva's here. Ooh, Space Age says Mexico looks good to me. I'm trying to get a good angle, though, so you don't just, like, see up my
I
nose.
was
So
telling
sorry.
Chantal, I've seen some of the photos, and let me tell you, Chantal looks stunning in each and every one of them. And
Except for here, though. I'm like,
it's yeah, it's very jealous. It looks fantastic. So I'm sure you're having a wonderful time.
I love Mexico. I'm going to be going on. I've already been to Tulum. I went to Tulum on the weekend and Playa del Carmen, but I'm doing a day tour to Tulum and to see some Mayan,
Ruins? Yeah.
ruins of some
Yeah.
sort that are in Tulum. So
Oh,
I'm going to be doing that
love
tomorrow. Jelly.
I mean, I was telling you, like, architecture is my thing, and whether it's, the older the better. So, like, seeing ruins of Mayan ruins on top of that, I mean, like, that's my vacation. That's where I want to go. That's my armory.
Well, also, I don't know if I ever told you, but when I was in Rome, I took the city bus from the airport in like to where my Airbnb was, and literally on the city bus driving by the Colosseum, like it's actually insane. Like it's just like, oh, just like driving down the street and the Colosseum is just like massive and right beside you. Like it's so wild. So I too really love like how old these
Yeah.
stones are, these rocks in architecture.
Yeah, like I've been to the UK, and my family's from Wales, so Cardiff, and there's like a castle that's centralized, and you're just like, oh, there's like a castle in the middle of the city that you can visit, and it's like right there. It kind of blows your mind from not having that. So, but yeah, no, it'll be great.
Krista says that she's hearing that the shields will be in the challenges.
Yeah,
So
like that's great. Like I said in the UK version, so if they're copying that, let me tell you, it's way more cutthroat. So it's good.
it's so good. Everybody's here for season 2. I know. I'm so pumped. I mean, we've had like I've had a nice break of not having any TV shows, kind of just the challenge, which has been a little bit of a dud. And so nothing else is going on, but things are starting to ramp up, and I love that it's starting the new year with the Traitors. Like I need to get. How am I going to get on the Traitors? I need on the Traitors.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
We need
that's my
Chantal. We need you on the Traders. We need you on Amazing Race. And once you get on one, you can get on the other ones too. You know what I mean? So, ooh, who are we hoping for?
So
Well,
we'll probably get
we'll
into
go
that
through
unless you want
them.
to say
Yeah.
something.
No, I was gonna say we'll go through them. I mean, like, I like a good mix, and in my head, when I watch it, I always kind of assess in the first episode. But usually, who stands out and who you like, they aren't necessarily the same people who make the best traders.
Yes.
If I'm like rooting for but who do you root for? Do you guys root for the Traitors? Do
I
you root
root for
for
the
the
Traitors.
faithfuls? Like, I don't know. It depends on who they are, right? So I just pick people I like, and then I want them to do well, no matter which side they're on. It's a little conflicting.
Hi, Glenda.
Hey.
Thanks for being here. Glenda's jealous of me being in Mexico. Me too. I'm jealous of myself. My view is pretty stunning. I'll give you a quick shot of my view, and then we will get into this review of these cast members. Yay!
I'm also jealous. Yeah, sun, beaches. It's been, I
I'm,
don't know if anyone's from Toronto. It's been gray for about, there's been one sunny day. It's been great for about 25 days
I
in
heard that
Toronto.
it's snowing today.
It's rain turning into snow or the other way around, one of them. I have not been outside. But yeah, it's not great.
So that's the view. What's the view that's right over here to my left. That's what I look out at. Right there. Right there. So yes, not a bad view right now at all.
You could like frame that.
Literally.
I need to like frame that, stick it. Yeah, you ever see those photos in people's bathrooms? It's because they go to the bathroom and they try to pretend that there's a getaway that they've like left.
Take them out of the bathroom and onto the beach.
Yes.
Kind of meditative moment. You can hear I actually can hear the waves, which is amazing. I love a good wave. Okay, so who should we start? Let's start with the people that we don't really know. Let's go. So yes, I'm just going to say again, guys, I'm sorry that I don't have like the pictures to be able to pull in another screen. I'm not at home.
I don't know how to share my screen on this, or else I could do it. But yeah.
All right. So the first person we have here is Kevin.
Okay, let me find Kevin on this because I'm at cosmopolitan.com, aren't a sponsor, but I pulled them all up there as well. If you need a full listing of everyone, there's a nice little picture listing there. So where you've seen him, aside from appearing on Netflix, Bling Empire, which I did not watch, Kevin Oh, did you? Oh, perfect. Kevin is the founder and CEO of a company. I don't know where it is. I just lost it. But what did it say? Bling Empire?
Yes.
So tell us about, I've never watched it. So tell us.
I mean, I watched it quite a while ago.
I don't know him.
There's been 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. He's kind of the lead of the show, like the male lead. That we kind of see him and his friends, and a lot of the things kind of revolve around him. Super wealthy Asian man, very good looking. I don't remember if he was dating anybody on the show or like I can't remember that aspect of it. I just remember thinking that he's very, very attractive, but he was a little bit boring for me. He doesn't have he wasn't really that exciting of a personality, but he was very nice, very kind and considerate, very attractive, but just kind of.
Do we think he's like a gamer? Like in this, like, will he play the game? Is he like, well, see, wealthy people for me, they don't need this. So they don't really, they could go one way or the other. They can really get into the game and be really risky because they don't need necessarily the money at all. So or they can just be like, not that competitive. So what do we think? Does he have a competitive streak?
He doesn't feel to me like he'd be competitive. I feel like he would always be trying to make nice, trying to appease everyone, like not want to ruffle any feathers. Like I just don't feel like he's going to be willing to get into any confrontation. Like I just feel like he might be a little docile.
Okay. Well, I've already pulled a card. I haven't looked at it, but I've already pulled a card. I already have my card.
While I shuffle, you pull your card. Let me see what you got.
So I just put it aside. I haven't looked at it. We're seeing it for the first time. The elephant.
Oh, that's a good card.
And the word is leadership. I could see him. Would he be one to like rally, the troops and be like, let's do this. Let's get money and challenges, not go for shields. Try
yes,
to
he's going to be like the morality police. I could see that. Like I could see him being like the ultimate faithful.
Right. Exactly. So I think
wouldn't that make him the best traitor?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm going to be so wrong with these things, but I'm going to say that they keep him as a faithful because I don't know that he's interesting enough as a traitor from what I'm hearing, but they keep him as a faithful and he'll probably go quite far.
So Dan Ross here is saying that Kevin was very confrontational last 2 seasons. I don't remember that. So, but it was a while ago. It didn't leave a lasting impression on me. But if you're saying that he was confrontational, I believe you.
Yeah, so elephant leadership, um, elephants are like to me friendly. They're someone when you like if he was to join the room in the morning kind of thing as they do for breakfast, is someone that people would be like wanting to see and enjoyable. So I mean, I can see him being that way. I don't know that there's that competitive edge, but that he'll want to lead people and do well and probably make it quite far as such, if he's not, because like there would be no reason to well, I guess he could be murdered if he's just so obviously a faithful.
Obviously, a faithful. Yes, I. That's what I feel for him. But maybe I'm completely wrong, and I just am misremembering. But that could actually be perfect. So right now, just from your card pull, me misremembering his vibe and energy, like he'd actually may make a good traitor.
Right,
Okay,
if he has that ability, yeah.
so I pulled the Nine of Swords. I'm not sure which side it was. So the Nine of Swords is kind of like making a nightmare in your own mind, in your own head. It's like it's not really happening, but you're making a big deal about something that doesn't actually exist. So this lends to me to believe that he is a faithful through and
Yes.
through. Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, I have a feeling he'll be a faithful, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a faithful. I think that he's gonna get in his head a lot. I do
Mm,
think the psychological aspect of this game might allow him to overthink. Maybe he's not going to sleep a lot. I think that this game might get to him, especially if he's not been in a competitive reality environment. I feel like it might be challenging for him, but I do think he will be a faithful. Maybe he could be turned later on. But
mhm.
right now, for him, I would say that he is going to be the faithful of all faithfuls, and it's going to stress him out.
Love it.
Love
Love
it.
it. I'm
So we've
I'm
got
actually looking
elephant.
forward to meeting the people that I don't know, and he's one of them, so, yeah.
He is. Okay, so who do we have next? Who do you want to talk about next? Who do you have next on your
Well, I
list?
mean, I could start from the beginning of this list. There's
Mhm.
Larsa
Okay,
Pippen.
let's do Larsa.
I don't know her personally. I can see here that she's a Real Housewives of Miami, married to former NBA player Scottie Pippen, and is BFFs with Kim Kardashian, is what it says. I mean, I like the look. I think she's pretty fierce. And who's the cute co-host? The cute co-host is Chantel. Um, and she's joining, and she's in Mexico is the other cute co-host. And yeah, I just feel like she gives strength, like strong personality. Would be I'd love to see her as a faithful because I feel like she will hunt those traitors. So
Yes, I do know Larsa. Obviously, I watched Real Housewives of Miami. Not fully up to date, but she gets into arguments all the time. She's not afraid of confrontation at all. I do think that she will be a faithful. And that she will be fighting tooth and nail. Like she's just not going to be backing down
yeah.
from her view or who she thinks is a faithful. Like I think she's going to be very very strong in her convictions, and like I'm just interested to see how these people are going to play.
Right. I mean, it could, and it could be, very narrow-sighted too. It could lead you down the wrong path. If we've seen that many times before, where they just feel like they know who the traitor is, and they just, won't give up on it until I guess
Mm-hmm.
they're gone or whatever. So my card for her, which I'm again just seeing right now for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
is what do we have? Strategy and Red Fox. Okay, so for me, I mean, she is a red fox, but for me, I feel like she will probably team up with some people and really try to like work this out. I definitely suspect that she could be a trader hunter, like quite a strong one, which might get her in some hot water. Um, if she's on the right path, it might keep her around longer. If she's on the wrong path, they'll get rid of her because they'll be afraid that she will get them.
Whitney's reminding us here that she was former best friends with Kim Kardashian, extremely former. She's also an imbecile. Oh my God. And she'll be extremely wrong about things. Very excited. I can see her being extremely wrong, like wrong and strong.
Wrong and strong. Yeah. Well, so if that mixed with the strategy card, I mean, could be the wrong strategy, could be the wrong people you're mixing in, but I don't know. I don't feel like she um will be too far off. I actually think she's going to be someone who picks out the right person, but maybe like no one listens to, and maybe she'll just have her own strategy. I don't know. There'll be something interesting about her. She's one to watch.
Well, okay, I pulled the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups is usually a card of like celebration, three people coming together, union. And I'm wondering if she's going to team up with maybe two other of these beautiful women that are on this cast. And maybe the two other women will be a little bit more savvy with, their strategy or whatnot. And so maybe she doesn't have the right read necessarily on things, but she's teaming up with maybe like a Janelle or a
Yeah.
Poverty where they would really be able to connect strategically, or she could be helped a little bit more strategically. So right now I do think that she is going to be in like a trio of two other strong, more like most likely competitive reality women.
I mean, you have to put it in perspective of this cast as well. And when we have like Dan Giesling, we have like some strong strategy, strong gamers. So I don't know. I want to say instinctually that she'll be able to get her voice heard, but will it matter? Because some people might, just have their own opinions, or she might team up with. I just feel like she's going to team up with the right people, like you said. So that's how I see it.
So, in case you didn't know, she was married to Scottie Pippen when he played with Michael Jordan, which I think you should put up Marcus Jordan as the next person, which is Michael Jordan's son, who she met on this season. And now they're dating, and she's like around like 15 to 20 years his junior or his senior.
Yeah, and this blurb says it. So, is basketball player who also happens to be dating Larsa Pippen. So you're saying they met?
I believe they met on this season.
Okay.
So that's him. And so, what does it say? Anything else about him? Or just that he is
That's it. That's
Michael
it.
Jordan's son and dating her?
It doesn't even say Michael Jordan's son on this thing. It just says Marcus is a basketball player.
Does he say what he does?
Just that he's a basketball player. That's
Okay.
it. And dating her. It's very brief.
Whitney wants to know if we think that Larsa will quit if Marcus gets cut. No, I think she.
So they were. I mean,
her
if they
own
were
money.
together, I don't think either way. I don't think either if they were together before this or whatever. I don't think so. No.
Christopher's like, what? Wait, Larsa still goes by Larsa Pippen? Iconic. I mean, you put in the work for that last name. I'd probably keep it, right?
Oh,
Like,
100%.
I don't know what her original last name is.
100%. But and to be fair, like not even to say people, my mother, for instance, has a maiden name, was married, 35 years ago.
And she didn't want to change all of her
and
documents?
then was married again. And she's still on that first last name of the marriage. Like she never went back to maiden. So, it's not, I don't want to assume that it's for, notoriety of any
I
sort.
think it's for cloud. She's gonna
I
have a
mean,
cloud chaser.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate and be fair, but like my mother's done the same thing, and her exes aren't famous. So I mean, I would also keep the Pippin, but yeah.
Apparently he owns a sneaker shop called Trophy Room.
Good name.
Okay, so Whitney was okay. So I agree with you, Whitney. I did see him on Real Housewives of Miami. I just wasn't sure of the timing of the filming. I felt that they filmed the Traitors and then filmed the Miami, but I don't know the timeline 100%.
Okay.
Do you remember when they filmed this?
If they met, no. If they met,
oh, really? It started in 2022. So she probably helped him get on the show. Okay.
little package deal is what you do. You kind of know of both, and I mean, I'm in casting, obviously, and so you generally speaking, you package deal that you happen to know both, and you're like, hey, let's get these two. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we've done it
Yeah.
with hour-long dramas, but
Well, Kathy says, because someone was mentioning that she did babysit him many years ago. I don't think I could date somebody that I babysat.
not unless I was messed up.
Not unless
No,
he was super rich and had a famous family.
no, like no, I would have to be unstable to do that because that's
I
just not
know.
okay. That's not okay for me. Like for me personally, my choice. Like, yeah,
It's not okay for me either. I don't know. Seeing somebody in a sexual light after you've seen them as a child,
you
it's
just
just weird to
no,
me.
no, you can't do it.
It's not. It's
We
not.
didn't pick cards, so let me pick a card for him right here. I pulled it, and what do we have? We have Raven, and the little tagline there is news.
Wait,
News.
so Raven and News?
Yeah, Raven and news.
Um,
So,
hmm.
I mean, I feel as if I'll be a little underwhelmed by him, unfortunately. I feel like he'll be fed information and go along with it as opposed to like leading anything or really getting too much into anything. So yeah, I feel like people, especially the people who are on this cast, could play the game like circles around him. I mean, I think he'll be likable. I don't watch him on his other show, but yeah, I don't know how competitive in this type of game he'll be.
Well, okay, he might be quite competitive because, like, I got the King of Swords, or sorry, Wands. So, King of Wands is usually like the Steve Jobs, and so it's like the person that is innovative, but he also is able to delegate and like get people to do what they like that what he wants them to do. So, I'm wondering if terms of the Raven, maybe the traders will use him kind of as like a puppet, and so like maybe he's like easily gullible, or that like the traders will get him to go in one direction and he will take
Oh,
that reign and be
they
like,
will
it's
they will feed him news. They will feed
yes.
him information, and I could see him doing well at challenges and like being one of the leaders in that sort of a thing. But yeah, I mean, if they pick the right traders, so help them. Like they're all done for it
I mean,
because
yeah, I don't think that anybody that's not from a competitive reality show will be able to beat the strategic people that are likely going to be traders. Like
right.
they're going to run circles around them. So I think he'll be a faithful. So right now we think everybody's going to be a faithful, huh?
Yeah.
Larsa might be an interesting restaurant strategy. I still think she's going to be a faithful, and Kevin we think is going to be a faithful, likely, right?
I do. I'm feeling faithful so far. Yeah. Yeah. I
Who
mean,
do we
there's
have
there's
next
still
on your
there's still a
list?
lot of people to go. So it's funny because that was 1 and 2 on my list naturally. So number 3 on my list is Peter Weber, who I also don't know because it says that he is from Bachelor Nation. Knows this is known as Pilot Pete.
Mm-hmm.
He appeared on season 15 of The Bachelorette and season 24 of The Bachelor, which I'm sorry, but I do not watch either anymore, and I do not know him. So it's a new person for me, but I'm Chantel's familiar.
Yes, I am familiar with Pilot Pete. He was considered one of the messiest bachelors, where he said "I love you" to many people. Like he's banging a lot of people. Like he was a messy bachelor. He what happened in the end? He I forget what happened with him and Maddie at the end. It was just messy. I just remember it being messy, 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 messy. And if you remember Hannah Brown, you've seen her in some other reality shows that you
Yeah,
do watch.
yeah.
Um, if I'm not mistaken, they slept together 4 times in a windmill. So that was like the tagline of her slow seasonal slogan is that like, yeah, we did it 4 times in a windmill. So That's part of his claim to fame here. Um, so yeah, that is pure.
Is this like on multiple occasions or like just
No,
like back
in
to back?
one setting. In one
Okay,
setting, they went
4
at it
times in
four
a
times in
windmill.
a windmill. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Um, he doesn't give that vibe. I mean, he's just messy, as in like attractive guy. His parents live in LA. They're decently well off. He was living at home as a pilot. His dad's also a pilot. You know, he's just had, from what it seems to me, just a pretty blessed, easy life. You know, like pretty
Now
fortunate. Hasn't
now
really seen any consequences for anything.
you know some pilots, you must, right? Is there a type to pilots? Is there like a certain person
Of
who
like,
like just in general, like as a you know, there's like, you know, like accountants. It's like the stereotype or what you would think an accountant is sometimes is. You know, is there like a
I
type to a pilot at all? Like, is there like a lot of pilots are this and that or whatever?
I would say, okay, so you know, like how police officers are like someone that was like bullied in high school that wants to like get
I think
back at like the
there are
jock.
types. Yeah, there are types for police officers. There's types for firefighters too, I think. But you know, I don't know if
So
I can
I would
find.
say that the types for pilots is maybe not being that attractive necessarily, and that like maybe kind of nerdy and not get the girl. And so they want to make a lot of money so they can get the girl. You know what I mean? It's kind of that, it's kind of like they get a glow up because of their bank statement. You know what I mean? Because I work with a lot of pilots. I would say one out of like 100 of them are attractive, and they get all the women. Their women are fighting over them. They are like brawls,
Oh,
breaking up families. Like there's so much infidelity. Like it's wild, and
okay.
they're not attractive.
So that's the only reason is because the few that I know, there's a lot of infidelity there. So I was just wondering if that's just people I know or if that's like oddly a thing or not to trash pilots. But anyway,
I'm just saying from my experience. I'm sure
yeah, mine
in every profession there's a lovely, lovely sect of wonderful people. But from my experience, they are probably only attractive because of their status.
yeah, yeah.
Like
People
they
wanna
make six figures.
people love their frequent flyer miles. And you know, I pulled
I
a
mean,
card.
okay, I can
I
tell you
pulled a
some
card.
stories. Okay, actually, wait to watch my TV series where I document some of those stories.
Yeah, those scandalous. Dolphin and happiness is the word that goes with it. Dolphin and happiness.
Okay.
Um, so to me, it's just like, you know, I mean, yes, dolphins, if you want to talk about them specifically, are quite intelligent, quite smart. People get along with them. But to me, it's just more of kind of, you know, he'll get along with most. I think I don't know that he'll be strategy wise or really knowing who the traders are. I don't really get it. I could see no, I was like, I can see them making him a trader, but no. Like
No, I
I
do
feel
not
like
see.
someone from Bachelor Nation is a trader, like someone or Real Housewives, like one of them has to be. I still am undecided. Maybe there's more. I still undecided as to who, but it's just a little boring for me, maybe perhaps amongst all these
Um,
other people who are so entertaining.
well, dolphins tend to be like very intelligent.
Intelligent,
Um,
yeah. But just like people, I almost don't want to give it that because it said, what was the other word? Like happiness. I for me, it's just kind of like, yeah, joyful, like nice, gets along with people. And that's
yeah,
what it's
people
saying.
are gonna like him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to bring anything strategically. The card I pulled is in the Nine of Wands, which usually means, oh, sorry for my nail polish. I did start off with a manicure and now it's gone. So it's badly bruised but not broken. And so I feel like he might stick around a while, but he's going to be wrong and
Mhm.
wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. So I don't think that people are going to target him because I think they're going to know that he's a faithful. But I think that he might get upset for being wrong all the time.
You know what? You can train those dolphins to do so many things for you. So Yeah, maybe he'll be another one that the Traitors use, you know?
Yeah, I think he's going to be used by the Traitors. Yeah, he might make friends with people, and he might be like besties with a traitor and like not realize it. Yeah, I feel like he might be hoodwinked a little bit by the Traitors. Sorry, I guess everybody's a faithful so far.
That's what I'm getting. Okay, so next on my list is Tamra Judge.
Hmm.
Also someone I do not know because Real Housewives. So Tamara is a cast member on the Real Housewives of Orange County. You've also probably seen the viral meme of her yelling, "That's my opinion." I don't know that meme actually. I need to go look it up now during a reunion episode. Um, so
Is she the one that says that's my opinion? I think it's
yeah,
her that says that.
apparently.
Is that what you
Apparently.
said in the quote?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Cosmopolitan did her dirty. Cosmopolitan.com, they did her dirty with her photo. She looks great, but you can kind of like there's a cleavage issue and you can see some stuff. But uh it's another person I don't know. So I mean, do you watch Real Housewives of Orange County?
That was the first one I ever watched.
Okay.
Kathy, I do have a lot of tarot cards. I have used this tarot deck before. I think I used it when I did the pulls most recently with Sarah. But yeah, I do try to use different ones because you kind of have to get used to your cards and you kind of have to like become familiar with how to read them. So I'm kind of forcing myself to read some of the 30 decks that I own. So yes, it's new-ish, but I have used it before. Okay, sorry, you were asking me?
No, no. I mean, the only thing I instinctually feel about her is that she's going to kind of be over it. We're going to get another one of that where it's like over it, but she'll want to play, but like kind of that vibe. A little truly unhinged. Yeah, someone who's like a little all over the place. I mean, let me just see what my card says about her. Oh, so I got another red fox. Do we think the
Oh,
red foxes are working together? Maybe
okay. So remember, I was saying Red Fox is also Larsa. So yeah,
strategy.
I mean, housewife and housewife. So far, this is making sense. Tamra, Red Fox.
They might team up together, try to. Gosh, that's an unhinged group. I think that's like that might be some entertainment right there. Yeah, can you imagine? They need a leader in that group who really has it together.
I mean, at this point, the leader I think is going to be like. Just I don't know if Janelle watches Housewives, but if she does, that could be good. Okay,
Um,
sorry, you got the Red Fox. Let me see
Red
here.
Fox, the strategy Red Fox. So,
So
which
I
I'm
got the Eight of Wands, which usually means like go for it, or like energy moving towards something. It also can mean travel. I feel as though they are definitely going to take a wrong and strong approach, but maybe be wrong. Like I it usually is a positive card. I'm actually on what's on the side that's like more the reversal side. That's the more positive side. So I'm wondering if she is just going to really like maybe she's going to come across as being a traitor and get like taken out because she's going so hard for somebody and then they're wrong and then people are like, oh, it must be her. I don't know. I feel like she's going to get in trouble from her convictions.
I mean, it sounds like a messy time, and I am definitely here for that. So, I mean, we've only spoken about people I don't know yet. We've gotten housewives, bachelor, and a sports person. I mean, I can't wait till we get to some people that I'm more familiar with. But I mean, I'd just be entertained by these people alone because I'm sure it'll be great. So,
I
a
mean,
leader.
If Tamara and Lars are working together, they're going to be unhinged together. Like, definitely, they're neither of them are shy when it comes to confrontation
Do you
and
think they'll work
speak their mind.
together then, or do you think they'll work? Like, is it within the possibility, or would they
I
work
just think
against each
that they
other?
have familiarity with each other, being both from Bravo. I just think that networks are going to stay together. They're on the same show. They probably
Yeah.
have hung out together. Oh, that's what I was saying. The first Housewives series that I ever started watching was The Real Housewives of OC. It was, I think it was like a backdoor pilot from the hills and Laguna Beach, if I remember correctly. Lord, this was like 20 something years ago. And so I remember watching the beginning. I stopped watching it for like 8 years, and then I just recently started watching it again. So I don't think I've seen a full season that Tamara has been on, but I've only seen clips of her. And like I just know who she is, but I'm not fully familiar of her as a character because she wasn't on the show when I was more of an avid watcher.
Right.
Just
Okay.
saying. Okay, good. Tamara's a Virgo. I was starting to write down people's signs, and then I got sidetracked. But I'll put them up though with when I make my whole thing for when we start doing the actual coverage. I'm gonna put their signs as well. Virgo and Larsa is a Cancer. So Virgo and Cancer are actually a good match together. Virgos are going to be a little bit analytical. It's an earth sign. Cancer, which Larsa is a water sign, but also very intuitive. So having earth and water together is actually a really good combination. So I think that they will gel together, at least like person to person vibes.
Nice.
Who's next?
Ready to move on. Finally, someone that I know, Peppermint. I'm
Yes.
Peppermint. So obviously, I'm not even going to read the blurb. I'll just tell you about Peppermint. So Peppermint is from originally from RuPaul's Drag Race, and I mean, you've even seen Peppermint on podcasts with Bob the Drag Queen, her own. She was on like recurring on Jazz.
Did she win All Stars?
That series. No. Peppermint's never won. Monet has won All Stars with Trinity. Peppermint has Peppermint even been on All Stars? Anyway, she was on season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, here's the thing. I don't know. So Peppermint's a transgendered woman. I don't know if she still does like officially drag. I know season 1 of Canada's Traitors has Fierce Delicious, who we only saw in drag maybe the first episode. I was hoping for more, to be honest with you. So Peppermint may be in drag if she still does it. I'm not quite sure. But either way, she is someone who, yeah, I believe that's right. First trans woman on Broadway. So wonderful, very analytical, someone who I think can absolutely suss out who the traitors are. My prediction is Peppermint will be a traitor, though. I think that they will make Peppermint a traitor. I think she will get in. I haven't even pulled a card yet, but I think she can get in with a lot of groups, do really well, super likable, and I can easily see Peppermint as a great traitor. So I'm kind of hoping for it, and I'd be rooting for her, to be honest with you.
I mean, I think that would be a good traitor pick. From the card that I got, I can see that being in alignment. So look what I got. I got this guy here holding the world in his hand. Well, right now it's a yin and yang vibe. In other decks, it's the world. Wands are about passion, creativity. It's a fire. And holding the world in your hand. Things are coming together. There's 3 wands here, so I'm thinking that this is 3. That she's going to be one of the 3 traders that they'll start off with, and they'll be holding the game and other people's game in their hands. So I agree with you that I do feel like they put Peppermint as one of the traders.
And I've actually just one of the few people I've met Peppermint in person. I've seen her at Fly 2.0 in Toronto years ago now, and I mean, like, there is that. And not everyone has it, even if they're all celebrities. There is that star quality about Peppermint and that kind of, that draw. My card for Peppermint is moderation. It's rhinoceros, and it says moderation. And there you go. I feel like she'll be good at that. She'll be able to really control the round tables. And that's why I think she'd be such a good. I mean, I think she'll do good. Could be good in either role. As a trader, I feel like she could really kind of get away with a lot. So rhinoceros moderation is the card that I got for her. Strength, Um,
Yeah,
and
rhinoceros also. So sometimes I look up dream meanings
meanings,
for
yeah,
these animals, and so when I looked up rhinoceros, it says strength and power. Rhinos are known for their strength and power, and dreaming about a rhino can symbolize your own inner strength and power. It may be a sign that you need to tap into your own strength to overcome challenges or achieve your goals. And so this also leads me to believe that like tapping into that inner traitor is what she is going to be doing. And I think that she's going to do well. I think she would be a really good pick for a trader because I don't think that people would write off think that it would be her, and I feel as though she would be able to deflect in a way that people. I think that just people are not going to suspect her.
yeah, she's a little like unassuming, even while still having those star qualities to her. And so, and you kind of just want to gravitate towards her. So I feel that's by Christopher. I feel like that's such a good quality to have in. It's like that. It's the Suri quality, and in
Mhm.
the sense of like people want to come to you and they trust you, and yet you're able to kind of control things at the same time. Um, and we know how well Suri did. So it's like it's that to me, it's a similar inner quality that she has.
So Whitney thinks that she would be a really good detective faithful. I do
She could be,
too.
yeah,
I think she will be really good at whatever role that she's
yeah,
playing. But I think if casting is going to be a little bit different with who they pick to be a traitor this season, and I feel as though she would be someone that nobody would suspect. Like the combination of people, I think we're going to be very surprised by in a great way.
yeah,
Like the people
exactly,
that we expect to be a traitor, I don't think will be.
yeah.
Okay, who's
Interesting,
next?
interesting. Okay, next on my list is Maxim Chermskovsky from Dancing with the Stars. I mean, I've watched about 16 seasons of Dancing with the Stars,
That's
and
it.
they were the ones with Maxim on it. So I probably last couple here and there. Um, but yeah, mainly known as a pro dancer on Dancing with the Stars. I forget who he's partnered up with in real life, but I think it's another
Um,
pro dancer.
PETA.
Is it PETA? Yeah. There's
They have
a lot of those
one
couples.
baby and one son, and I think another baby on the way,
Nice.
or she might have had the
Now,
baby by now.
I want to do a card because if he does not get the bull, I don't know who does then
I love
because
him though. I have such a big crush on him, and even his brother Val. If I were
Val's good too. Yeah. Well, he
ever on
Maxim
the
doesn't
show,
put up with anything, and he'll like talk back to the judges, and is not afraid to not back down and things like that. So I would love to see him in a strategy element and see how well he'll do because I don't know, and we haven't seen that before. But as far as okay, I'm gonna pull this card here. Let's pull one. Let's see what we get. But as far as like you know could they use his toughness? Will he be too hard-headed? I don't know. Will he be too set in his way? I don't know. It's like so interesting to see him in a strategic thing. We got the snake.
oh
um,
boy, that
and
could be.
it's creation is the word for the snake. It's creation. So will he slither his way to the end? Um, I don't know. And also, I want to say he might make a really interesting trader as well. Can he be deceptive enough? Does he have that? He has the allure, he has that charm, but is he someone who would be better as a trader, maybe than a faithful? Does he have that strategic element to him? I don't know. We'll see.
Okay,
But
my question is, okay, why do you think that he would have said yes to this opportunity? It's very different from Dancing with the Stars,
such a
right?
good question. I feel like it's just it's interesting to see him in a different light. And
Which
you
makes
know,
me think that he wants to be a traitor.
right. It's I mean, probably I mean, like he's not old enough where it's like dancing's out of the question anymore, but it does wear on you
Kathy,
earlier.
sorry. Am I gonna have to go drool by your house? Sorry, continue, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, Chantel's signing up for a dance lesson. um Yeah, so it's just I don't know. I think it's something interesting. It keeps him in the limelight, but maybe he wants to like why do we sign up for a lot of these things? We want to
You
test
want to play the traitor. I know you do, right?
well, you know
So
I do, yeah. But we want to test ourselves and see what we would be like. But why do we sign up for like online reality games ourselves? Or is to like, hey, can I do this? Can I do I have that strategy element in a social setting like this? I feel like he wants to test himself as well. So
and I feel like he wants to test himself as a traitor. So I don't know if maybe put in his contract or not, but I would not be surprised if
I mean,
he
and
was a traitor.
yeah, and him and Peppermint as traders together.
But you never
Ooh,
suspect that. Like,
ooh,
oh, it's such a
yeah,
good
because they won't have
combination.
the biggest personalities. Because there's going to be some big, I'm sure, blowouts and personalities. I think, but they're big enough that there's a lot of strength behind it, and they're both people who people will want to like. He just has a quality about him that you just want to like listen to what he has to say. You know what I mean? Like,
Whitney says he probably said yes because they offered him money and it's a short filming period. And it's in. But like, I don't
no, but
know.
I feel like he said he's had a bigger limelight before where he could have said yes to a lot of other things. And I feel as if, he could have and didn't. So I think Chantel's right in the sense of like and I'm not saying that's incorrect. He wants the money, but also I'm just saying he I think wants to do this.
Yeah,
I don't
like
think
I
he
think
needs
that
to do it.
he wants to. Yeah, I think he wants in on this one. I don't think Derek Huff would do it. I think that his ego wouldn't allow him to do this because I don't think he'd want to be wrong
Back or
ever.
anything. Yeah. Yeah.
And also,
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Derek Huff would not want to not. He's probably like me. Like you don't want to do something that you aren't sure if you're not good at it or not. You know what I mean? So, plus is what I mean. And Derek Huff, I don't think I'm with what's going on with his wife and everything now would necessarily have time for that anytime soon. But
and Kathy says for us to come visit New Jersey this winter. It's much better than Mexico. If I go to New York, we do go through Newark, so I'll be nearby.
I've
But I
only
don't know if
been
I'm
in
going to New
New.
York anytime soon. Hmm?
I've been in New Jersey for St. Patrick's Day once. That's the only time I've been in New Jersey.
I've only been to the airport twice. That's it. Unless I went as a younger person. Oh yeah, my card. Oh, it's a good card.
Mm.
I don't know what it means though. So I got the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is like a wish card. Your wish is my command, and that's like, look at this person. Like that
Mm.
seems to me like he's in the watchtower making the
Stoic.
decision who's going to die. That's the wish that he would like to have fulfilled.
Yeah.
So,
Does he have the trader's cape on already? Like in
like,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. As far as I can tell from these cards, I think Maxim and Peppermint are two traitors at this point. Or at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, that's right. 'Cause the recruiting, it's I mean, I think they'd make good right off the bat traders. They have the potential for that longevity.
Oh my god.
Um,
Like I'm so excited now just from these like potentials.
there's good people. Now, the next person is someone that I've heard of, but I don't know, and that's Phaedra Parks. And where we've seen her is that on Bravo, apparently. She was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she was an established attorney before that who fronted her own legal firm, the Parks Group. I mean, she looks like no nonsense, and I am here
She's
for
also
every
on Married
moment
to
of it.
Medicine. Is her husband a doctor? I have a blind spot with Phaedra. For the years that I watched Atlanta, I watched the kind of like the OC. I watched the first few years with Kim and Nene, and then I've watched a few of the most recent years, but I have like a blind spot in the middle when she was active.
She is definitely someone who I mean, I don't know her, but she's definitely someone who, um, wait, I'm not a fan of Phaedra, but she makes great TV even when she's being able. See, and I like the villains. So wait, is Phaedra on next season of House of Villains? Like I think she looks like she could be quite entertaining, and I don't know her at all.
Kathy says she looks like she'd make an awesome judge. I can see that face behind the bench. Yes, I can. I can. I don't see her as a traitor though, just from
Nonsense.
my vibe though.
Right. I feel like as a trader, you need to have that element of you to like put up. Like, I don't think you can be just no nonsense all the time. And I feel like she seems like that. I mean, this is just from a couple photos, but the card that I get for her is, oh, I'm getting that. It's so funny that we get the same cards, and there's like what 50 some odd cards in this deck, 52, whatever. And it's the elephant who is, and it's leadership.
Oh, I
Um,
can see her being a leader though, for
wait,
sure.
who else? Who else got
Lead
the
people down
elephant?
the wrong path.
But it's
Kevin.
like it's yeah, I feel like it's a different type of leadership though, I than the previous person who got it. And it's and sometimes the leader might just be herself. That, you know, it's I don't know, we'll see.
Okay, let's see what the cards have to say for Phaedra. Okay, so I got the Fool, which is part of the major arcana, life's major events and changes, but it's the first card. It's like the Fool, it's starting off on their journey. Um, they are taking a leap of faith. Sometimes it's considered to be naivety. And so this would say to me that maybe she gets done pretty early.
I was gonna say I don't think she does well. I want to say that. I feel like
Yeah.
people are just not gonna have it. Um, and she
Well,
doesn't want it. So
yeah, I don't feel like she wants to be there that much. I don't know, I just don't feel like she wants to be there. I haven't seen any clips of her or anything like that, but I just the energy that I'm getting from these cards, I just don't know if she feels like being here. I feel like she might be an easy scapegoat. They just like pile it on her and she gets taken out maybe first or second, who knows.
yeah.
But yes, I definitely think this is an early boot of a faithful card. I
I
don't think
get
it would be
faithful, I get early boot, faithful.
unless it's a recruit vibe and they recruit her in order to get the focus off of one of them and then she gets the immediate boot. You know what I mean? Like they just kind of persuade her to come in and then they throw her under the bus. So I do
I
think that she'll be out of the game though. She's not winning.
I don't even think she'll get that because I feel like she's just someone that they will is an easy target from the beginning, that the traders will just be like, it's her,
Yeah.
and they'll spread her name out and they'll get her out at a round table early.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
feel
Whitney's
like,
pretty much agreeing with that, saying that Phaedra just gives traitor vibes even when she's telling the truth.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's like I feel like the traders will just throw her under the bus without even recruiting her.
Was
They'll just be
Phaedra
like,
on Celebrity Big Brother?
no. After
What
what she did
happened?
to Candy from Celebrity Big Brother. What did she do to
Oh,
Candy?
Candy from. Oh, okay. Hold
Oh,
on. Maybe
Candy's
I'm
also on
remembering
the Real Wives Housewives, isn't she as
with
well?
her. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Um, I can't. I don't remember right now. Okay, what did she do to Candy? Was she lying about her money or something? I can't remember. I can't remember. When he says she's also a bad liar, remember when she pretended to be 3 months pregnant while being actually 7? God.
Yikes.
Yikes. Okay,
Yeah.
so what did I
Early
pull? Oh,
boot
the Fool.
vibes. Early boot vibes.
Yeah, faithful early boot. The Fool.
Next person, I have no idea who this is. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing her name right. Is it
Sheree?
Sheree?
Sheree, yeah,
Sheree?
sorry, Sheree. No, Sheree,
Sheree
Sheree.
or Sheree?
It is
Sheree?
Sheree. I think her line is Sheree by Sheree or something like that. But Sheree.
Sheree Whitfield. And Sheree is a current cast member on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. A lot of housewives. And was on the show with when Phaedra was on it. She's also a designer and executive producer on Selling the ATL. So her and
To
Phaedra.
back up, so we're just getting some clarification. Whitney is saying here that Phaedra made an accusation of SA about Candy. That's awful, actually. Like as a judge to be making accusations like that. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Okay. Anyways, I don't think she's going to go very far. Okay, so back to Sheree being the worst liar in history. I hope they make her a traitor. I don't see that.
Yeah, so like with her and Phaedra knowing each other, are they people who would want to work together or like stay far away? Are they like enemies or?
I don't remember. Sheree, I think Sheree's dating. Is Sheree, the housewife dating the guy that's on house arrest, or like can't leave the state because he was in jail? And is Sheree dating that man?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm asking the chat.
offer, yeah, the chat, if they can let us know if you know. I don't get good like longevity vibes from her. Just her photo. Um, Let me just see what card I pull for Sheree here.
So Glenda thinks that Phaedra and Sheree will probably work together. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I remember. I'm like, Sheree has a bad picker because I was like, that guy's no prize, and you're like upset over him. Like, anyways, yeah.
Maybe they'll go down together, one after the other. But let's see. This is the card that I got, which is the tiger, and the word is will tiger, and it's I feel like she'll go the difference between her and Phaedra is that she wants this more, I feel like, and she'll go
Mm-hmm.
for it, and she'll go on the attack for it. But I think it's that's where the will comes from, but I don't think she'll be that successful. um I think she'll probably do a little bit better than Phaedra, but ultimately, um, you know, fall victim to the traitors.
So I'm wondering because the card that I pulled for Sheree here is the world. Now, the world is usually a really good card, meaning that things have come to a completion. You've made it full circle. You've
Right?
finished a task. You've graduated, and so I'm wondering if she go make it all the way to the end, but then loses because there's a traitor there. So I'm curious if she just
Oh,
makes
like
it far.
claws her way to the end. Well, I mean, that could happen. I don't feel that, but I mean, that could happen as well. Whereas, like, Phaedra falls early and then you kind of separate and you don't have your person anymore. So you can, like, kind of make it through. Um,
Exactly, like, and then you're not as a threat anymore, and then you can just like, I don't know, go with the flow, not really push an agenda. Like I can easily see her not pushing an agenda necessarily, and just like allowing herself to just coast by and make it to the end of the game. See, Whitney's saying here, if I was a trader, I would never kill Sheree, to be honest. And I'm wondering if this card is like never going to get killed, or going to make it to
Maybe
the
she does
end.
claw her way to the end. Yeah, who knows?
Glenda thinks that she can lie her way to the end and then get caught up in the lie in the end. I can see that. I'm feeling faithful vibes. I don't see her winning. This could be a winning card, but I don't see her winning personally. But I could lean into her getting to the end of the game.
Yeah, I don't see. Well, it's interesting. I don't necessarily think she's an early boot. I think that's Phaedra, but I definitely don't see her winning. And I'm more of like middle ground. But I can see what you're happening. I think I'm surprised by her card that I pulled, and maybe by your card too. So I don't know. It just seems to be like pulling me in two different directions there.
Well,
Um,
and then to dream about tigers is about primal instincts, personal power, the ability to face challenges. So maybe she's actually going to win a lot of money for the people, and people want to keep her around because she's like a useful ally. And then maybe she's wrong about like she's not targeting the traders, and so maybe she does just happen to get taken along to the end.
yeah.
I'm surprised by these cards. I don't put these cards for her, so I'm interested to see how they will pan
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah, me too. Next, one of my faves we have who I have no, I mean, we've definitely seen in, strategic challenge being keyword like competitions is CT from The Challenge. MTV's The Challenge, and it's many versions of that for a very long time.
He,
Uh,
he he looks like a chubby uncle here, though.
There he does. Yeah. Now here's the thing with CT is like this is new era CT who is calmer, who is, can like take a step back sometimes, and but is a beast at competitions if he needs to be, and can definitely like, get in there with the best of them. I could see CT teaming up with like a Dan, or, and really kind of going far, but I just don't feel like they would make him a traitor.
No, it's
I
too obvious.
Yeah, I think it is. I think he comes from a strategic, like, you know,
And
game
he's
back.
not that strategic.
Him individually, no. but it's like I could see him kind of just
Playing his
getting in,
role.
playing his role and getting in with like Dan, getting in with like a Bananas, you know what I mean? And just kind of like fitting in and doing whatever.
Do
But
you
it'll
think
be
that he'll work with
interesting.
Bananas?
I think he will. I think he will. I think people will, like you said earlier, kind of stay to who they, I mean, at first, at the very least.
Whitney
Will
wants to
stay,
know who will be the big T to the CT.
dare I say, I want it to be Peppermint. I want it to be Peppermint just because I love Peppermint so much, and CT. They're probably my two favorite individual cast members on like by themselves. Yeah, I would think so.
I'm wondering though, Janelle, I think she watches the challenge or is like a challenge fan from like a long time ago. And so I'm wondering if she
Well,
might be.
I have to say Janelle is my favorite, and then outside of that, it's these two. I will say so.
No
It's not,
worries. We know that you're a fan of
the
Janelle.
only thing is with Janelle is I don't want her. I would love to see her team up with CT, but I kind of want to see just her kill it up by herself. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
you can't though by yourself, right? You need to
well,
start
her
building
playing,
coalitions.
yeah, her playing people though and getting in there. But I mean, like, ultimately making those moves and kind of doing her thing. Oh, I don't. We're not at Janelle yet, so I won't even talk about her. But I have thoughts. But okay, CT's cards. What do we get here? I'm getting. Okay, I just pulled one. It is a swan, which is and
Swan.
beauty, which is so funny because it's like you think of CT as like like I was saying, like a bull, like more of like you know, uh, very. It's not a delicate swan.
Macho.
Not a
Like
delicate swan. But you remember, have you been around some swans? We have some swans up here, and
they can
they
be
will come for
vicious.
you. They will they will come for you. They are vicious. So yeah, and it's hidden behind this charm, behind this beauty, behind this, So um I don't know what this means for him. What do you think? Like a swan, beauty.
Um, so okay, so
Is he
swans
gonna team up
generally
with Janelle? Is that what that means? I don't know.
maybe. I mean, she's married. But okay, so the swan in dreams is generally interpreted as love, marriage, or relationship. Generally, swan is related to emotions and deep feelings. If it's white, it shows purity. I'm wondering though if that means that he's going to find somebody that he connects with, maybe a little like not necessarily
Not a
romantically,
showman. Yeah.
but like
I mean, he's single now, isn't he?
yeah, he's
Didn't he
single,
divorce his?
he's divorced.
Yeah.
From Lily. Whew, thank goodness. Good lucky for him. I could see him finding someone. Who do you think that could be?
Like teaming up with a like a woman who he partners with, and have his yeah them get quite far together. I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
okay, I could also see
a number of
Janelle playing that role, like flirting with him. I mean, we haven't seen her play with somebody that she could flirt with since she's been married, but she was kind of in that entanglement with Will, when in
yeah,
season 7.
I can see them getting together. I really could see a Janelle and CT getting together and just having that friendship, and maybe there's a little flirtation, who cares? But like, them really working well together. And maybe the swan is, more of like, and beauty is really just who he's gonna team up with, and he could do well with that. Um, yeah, I always root for CT, but
Always.
I don't know. I think he's at risk here. Not unachievable making it to the end, but I think he's at risk for being thrown under the bus if the right traders are able to do
No,
it.
but he will fight tooth and nails to
Oh,
stay in the game.
absolutely.
And now I'm wondering though, with this card that I pulled, if this means that he might win the season because I
He'll make
pulled
it
the
far.
Queen of Pentacles. Hmm?
I said I think he'll make it far for sure, no
Yeah.
matter what.
So
But
Queen of Pentacles, like queens, what do? They rule. Pentacles is all about money and things in the financial, in the material world. And so I'm wondering if maybe he's gonna win some coins here with this particular card and the Swan. Like, does this mean that maybe two faithfuls win the game this season? Him and his female friend, whoever that may be.
Maybe, maybe. The only thing that worries me is that if there's a bunch of people who don't know him and they're still left in the game, I can see them at the round table writing CT down because he's very charming. And if like someone like Dan is a traitor and turns on him, I could see things shifting at the last second and CT falling victim to that. So I hope you're right. I hope him and Janelle make it to the end and win. Like him, Janelle, and
Janelle needs a win. Kind of like
yeah,
how Serene needed a win.
yes,
Janelle needs a win.
absolutely, absolutely. She's
Natalie's reminding us. So CT, his first season in the MTV world was on The Real World Paris, where he was definitely a young hothead that I thought was actually really hot. And so she's reminding us that Parvati was actually supposed to be on The Real World Paris, but dropped out. So I think that that is very interesting. And I would love to say that she and CT would potentially get together, but she did just come out and is in a same-sex relationship. So that likely isn't a possibility. But Parvati did use her flirtation skills on Survivor to get far. So maybe she could be somebody that could team up with CT and maybe use her flirtation to get far. Maybe.
Yeah, very possible.
I could see that as well. If we're looking sign wise, Parvati is a Virgo and Janelle is a Capricorn. CT is a Cancer. So all those signs would go well. Both those signs go well with Cancer. So
there's options. There's options. Wait, what card did you get? What card did you get again?
Queen of Pentacles.
Queen of Pentacles. Okay.
It's like Queen of Diamonds, Jonathan.
Right.
No, yeah, Queen of Diamonds. Yeah.
And to me, that means money. That means money.
Her announcement was after filming, so who knows? You're right, Kathy. So yeah, maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. We already did Kevin. So we have who I am familiar with because I did watch Love Island, surprisingly enough.
You did?
Fergie. Was a contestant on Love Island USA season 5.
I mean, how did he get the call? I don't know, but I know he was a fan favorite. I didn't really know why, but
I mean, it's the whole underdog. It's the whole.
He's still with Taylor. Did you know that?
I see TikToks, but did you ever watch the original? Is it Paradise Hotel? And there was like Dave and remember her name was Charla on it, and like she was kind of the outcast of the hot ones, and he was like this nerd that came on the show. And it was really giving those vibes when I was watching Love Island. I was like, oh, this is like season 1 Paradise Hotel. And everyone was rooting for them, including myself, was rooting for them. So it definitely gives that kind of underdog vibe and all of that. But I just think he's
faithful all over.
Right. And I just think he's really gullible.
Yeah, do you see the producers trusting him with being a traitor?
No, and if he was, I feel like he would turn. Remember on Love Island, he turns bright red when he's like,
"Oh yeah, oh my god." No,
you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, no. If he's lying to someone's face, he's gonna be like bright red, and they will like know it in 2 seconds. So I know we said that like we wouldn't necessarily know who it's not who we suspect, but I don't think they're gonna go this far left field. I think he's too just docile and gullible. And I mean, if I was a trader, I'd be looking to scoop him up to like use him to be like, hey, we're gonna do this, but like, you know what I mean? And him just go along with that. So could last a while as a number, but I personally see Faithful.
Yeah, I see Faithful. I don't see a possibility of him being a traitor. What's his name? Bergie.
Karsten, Bergerson. Yeah, the card that I got is, oh my god, a goat. And that's not greatest of all time.
Not the greatest of all time.
That's dragged to the end goat. And reliability is the name there.
Oh my god. It's perfect for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Natalie's like, Bergie wasn't even in the trailer. I think he's the first boot. I mean, we don't know, but
I mean, if he's not the first boot, it's like why I could see him being murdered because he's so obviously a faithful. If not, I could see them dragging, like if they're like, we can convince him and he's gullible, I can see him being dragged to the end as a goat. So that's a very interesting card.
I got the Ace of Wands, and anytime I've drawn this card, they were first boots. Aces are new beginnings. Wands are fire, passion, and creativity, and it's kind of like the spark fizzles out real quick. So this is not a longevity card. I could see him easily being in over his head. There's just people are going to eat him alive. There's lions, and he's a goat. And he's just going to be demolished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a sacrificial lamb. It's a sacrificial goat, maybe.
Sacrificial goat. I am going to clip that. Sacrificial goat and Ace of Wands. Sorry, Bergie.
Yeah, really sweet. I mean, like on Love Island, I was like, I felt bad, but right? Slaughtered. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could go either way. It's like isn't that interesting? It's like make it to the end as a goat or first boot.
It's the same person though, right? Like someone that just doesn't.
It is, yeah, for sure. It's just like two paths you can take, yeah.
Whitney wants to know though, do we think that they're going to make people traitors people who would be good, or are they going to aim for flameouts? I think it's good.
You need. I think two will be good, and then maybe another just completely unsuspecting that the other two could like use in their bidding, and it was with a different group.
A liability, so that like they have to like juggle a liability as a traitor.
Yeah, right? And like if you think of this too, like you have all those Bachelor Nations, Real Housewives. I need a traitor being in that group in case they all form a group. You know what I mean? I can't have them being like 6 strong or whatever. When like if a traitor's infiltrating that, then that's perfect. So I just feel like they would make them spread out. They would be all sorts of different groups, in my opinion. But
yeah, I think that they would rather the traitors be good, because they want the season to be really good. I don't think that they understand. I don't think that they're going to want to try to mess with what's been working yet. By like, oh, let's just make it really messy, because they don't know that that's worked yet. I think that they've seen that good gameplay and good traitors has been better for a season. That's what it seems like anyways. So hopefully they just like try to pick people that are good.
Right. It's early days. Early days in this series, right? So it's like
before they start messing it up, right?
Yeah, they're just like, let's have like a great cast of all these crazy individuals and see how this all works out. Okay, so next is Dan Giesling, season 10 Big Brother winner. Dan Giesling. Most of you are familiar, Dan's funeral, if you remember. I mean, so Dan, we know, has the strategy. We know that he's capable of maneuvering within different social groups, well under the guise of like, potentially being like the lone. I mean, here's the thing though. He's coming into this with other people who knows that about him, who knows the game that he plays. And I feel like he'll be forced to work with them so that they won't expose that. They won't, to maybe the Real Housewives who don't know that about him, or he can be quite charming. This is a real player, and we'll see how he fares. I don't know which.
He's in probably the roughest position. Like him and Bananas, I think, are in the roughest position.
It's almost like coming in as like a previous winner, almost. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, do you think that they can do like? Everybody's going to think that Dan is a traitor. So, are they going to make him a traitor or make him not a traitor?
I kind of want to say they would make him a traitor, and whereas
because it's so obvious, right?
Because it's so obvious. Just remember Kevin on Big Brother Canada, but also in Traitors season 1, where I was like, they're not going to make him a traitor, and they didn't, because I think it would be too obvious. I think they can and will. I think this is like the same situation where they're like, but you know what? Let's make him a traitor.
Right? Because there's going to be he can then at least fall back on like, they would never make me a traitor. It's too obvious.
Yeah.
Do you think the trio then is Dan, Peppermint, and Max?
I would
What?
die.
Oh no, they need a female, I think.
I would
I
Peppermint.
think. Oh, Peppermint.
Peppermint.
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
I would die. I would die. I would die. It's yeah. I mean, listen, Dan can get himself out of every situation. I feel like, so if he's on his game, I mean, let's see the card. I'm so interested in our cards. Okay, I haven't looked at it yet. What is this? Red crowned crane, and it's loyalty.
Whoa.
Well, he's loyal to himself. But I feel like, if anything, I don't know what a red crowned crane is specifically, red crowned certain crane, but I think that he could, and it's a card where he's like essentially like carrying a woman, but I think that he'll be, I just feel like he'll do well. I don't know that I see winner though. I just don't feel it, but I feel like something will trip him up maybe 3/4 of the way through. But I feel like he'll do well, and he will form a group that he will try to remain as loyal as he needs to be to. But yeah, I'm kind of seeing like a 3/4 of the way through. But he has a hard time. Like,
Okay, so the crane is it's a sign of fidelity in marriage. Then I also was seeing, though, I don't know if this is correct, but it says dreaming of a red crowned crane going to the sky indicates that you'll face disasters, and they'll maybe relatives. Hold on.
I mean, Dan could do anything, so it's really hard to say. I don't know.
Oh wait, hold on. This is interesting. Dreaming of a red crowned crane indicates that the dreamer will be promoted. So maybe he starts off as a faithful, and then he gets recruited. I just got chills. I can see him recruited easily.
Yeah.
I think that Kevin should have been recruited on Traitors Canada.
Well, you can recruit for a number of reasons. Like, you can recruit because you want to like then throw them under the bus, or you can recruit because you need that help. Like, it's interesting. Yeah,
I think he's gonna get and then I got the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is betrayal and deception. I think he starts off as a faithful, and at one point he gets recruited.
Oh, so loyalty comes into play when he like basically has to be loyal to the other traitors or betray the loyalty to the faithfuls that he had. There's like a big loyalty thing. So
yeah, so that would make sense. So because he's gonna have his group that he works with, I'm thinking that he ends up working with Janelle, because Janelle was like, "Oh, I have like all my press interviews."
Don't screw over Janelle, Dan.
I mean, I feel like that's what's gonna happen, right? Because I think that they're gonna be working together. I think that she's gonna know that he's definitively a faithful. I think he's gonna get recruited. She's still gonna think definitively that he's a faithful, and she might get duped at the end.
Oh.
But this is the card of betrayal. Like, that is 100% my prediction for Dan Giesling, and that's the only thing that really would make sense for him. He needs to play both sides of this coin for this game.
Yeah.
For me, anyways. Like, yeah, because he probably wants to be a traitor, but then he'll be a faithful in the beginning, and then it's actually the easiest way for him to win would be that combination, right? So
yeah, I'm looking for some interesting roundtable speeches from Dan, one way or the other.
So Kathy's also saying from the Wikipedia, the red crowned crane, also called the Manchurian crane or Japanese crane, is large East Asian crane, among the rarest cranes in the world, just below the whooping crane, if I remember that correctly. In certain parts of its range, it's also known as a symbol of luck, longevity, and fidelity. I'm going to pull out longevity there. I'm going to put out luck there for him, because it's probably like going to be a lucky bet. Like, people are probably going to be thinking, like, he's probably going to be maybe like on the chopping block, and maybe very slim chance and nearly gets voted out, and maybe they vote out a traitor, and then he gets recruited or something like that. But he's longevity and luck.
Well, I mean, and the definition of fidelity is faithfulness.
Yeah, that is true.
So Does he start off as a
Well,
fake?
he starts off
Like,
and then
you know
he
what I
became
mean? Like,
betrayal. Man,
right.
oh
So,
man.
yeah,
Oh my god,
interesting.
like I can't wait till the season 2 starts so we can see how these cards play out. Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so next is Deontay Wilder, who I do not know.
I
Deontay is a professional boxer. Um, so I mean, instantly I have a feeling that Deontay will be someone who is quieter, um, just like a more grounded energy.
mhm,
Um, but I just feel like, I don't know him at all, but
me
I get
neither.
that sense. And so let's see what the cards say about this professional boxer. I feel like he'll feel kind of out of his element a bit.
Mhm.
He's not used to these competitions. I don't maybe he's competitive, maybe he's not.
Well,
Um
as a boxer, he's going to be competitive to a certain degree,
and,
right?
right, but in a I mean, and there's obviously strategy to boxing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, but I'm just saying, like in a reality game setting, which is different. I think there's qualities that can transfer over for sure, but I just think it's very different at the same time.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. I don't really know him. I don't actually know him at all. Um,
and
so from his vibe, I don't see him being competitive. I see what you're picking up here. I don't.
and
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't.
lot of personalities to put up with too. From like, if you're not in that world, it's a lot of performative, over the top. That I could see someone.
Like he's never been on TV likely before,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
going to be. So is his confessional is going to be good? I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. Okay,
I
so
think he's just in there just to.
the card that I got. I mean, they like getting people from different elements, so I can see why they're like, okay, sports. So we get a Olympic person or something. We get a boxer, great. Let's get a boxer. I mean, it draws in as a casting director. I'm telling you, it draws in different crowds. If you want people
Yeah,
who enjoy UFC or boxing, you cast someone who's UFC or boxer. They're like, oh
100%.
yeah, yeah, Deontay's on, so and so. Let's. I don't watch reality TV, but let me watch it. It's their way
100%.
of grabbing
A
new
new audience.
new audience. Card that I have is. Ooh, the
Ooh, hold on.
safe.
Kathy's thinking though. Pause.
Mhm.
Kathy's thinking that she feels that him and Max are there because they are fans of the show and wanted to be on. Not sure why else they would fit in with this reality crowd. Well, Max like fits in with the reality. He's on Dance with the Stars, so I do think he's a fan.
I
And I
do.
understand Max being on the show more than I do. His name is Deontay.
I'm a Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder. I was assuming that's it.
Um, I would love it if Deontay is a fan of the show. I'm here for that. I love that, but I just don't know him. I don't know anything about his reality TV understanding or anything like that. So at this point, I just feel like his manager got him a gig and he said yes.
Yeah, and we've seen this before. Like, we've watched reality TV for 30 years now, and so it's like you see this before, where you cast a
How did
professional
that happen? I'm already
athlete.
30.
Sorry, I've watched reality TV for 30 years now, and you see these professional athletes get cast, and some are, because they bring that competitive element in the sport, and they can fit in, and others not so much. But yeah, I got the sacred ibis for him, which the word is learning, and I think this will be a learning experience for him because I just feel like he is out of his element. I just feel like he's out of his element.
But then I
Um,
got the world again, but I think I got the world in reverse because it was on this side. So
so what does it mean in reverse if it's
in
like
reverse,
the
it kind of
card?
means that it doesn't get to come to completion. Like things fall apart, potentially could fall apart before that. Sometimes it means not eating the card before, and the card before is the judgment card. And so I'm wondering if that means
I
if
say
he
murder.
makes it murdered. Yeah, I don't see banished. I see murdered
Yeah, I
because
mean,
like
like,
they're gonna want to murder somebody at least once that is like, whoa, why would they murder that person, like just to confuse everybody? And I can see him being a murder of confusion.
but also you can murder him because, like, do you really think he's a traitor? And I could just see them sussing out that he's like so obviously a faithful, that any of those people, the obvious faithfuls, get murdered for a reason. But um, listen, anything could happen. Anything could happen. I just think he's out of his element for me, and it's
I
just
do
not.
too. And world reversed. Let me just see what your sacred ibis means in the dream dictionary. Get back here. What is it? The sacred ibis.
Sacred. Yeah, IBIS.
Okay. It's a symbol of communication, probing, transition, and trust. Okay, so he's going to be trusting. I can see that for sure. Um, the ibis teaches us to create a smooth flow in communication to create an appropriate work condition. When this creature presents itself to you, it probably wants to tell you that you are in a harmonious relationship with your surroundings. So I think that he is going to definitely to be taken under the wing. You are a genius, Whitney. I do think that he's going to be taken under at least somebody's wing and get slaughtered as well. Yeah, he's going to be murdered for sure. Let me see if I can get something else for the world reversed. Let me see. The World Tarot. Okay, so seeking personal closure, shortcuts, delays. So delays on like the win. Yeah, he's definitely not winning the season. We'll say that. It says that you can want to fulfill a big goal or complete a big project, but you're not taking all the steps necessary to get there. So it's a failed attempt. So I think that another wrong and strong candidate, or maybe not making any sort of, maybe not deciding to put anybody's name in, and anytime people don't say a name, they think that they're a traitor and they're just waiting to listen, and so he might be thought that he's a traitor. Yeah, but I can see him getting murdered more than I can see him being banished, but both ways I don't see him winning.
Yeah, I was just looking up another website too to see if they have any more information on some of these people. And yeah, he's held his heavyweight belt for 5 years, but it doesn't say much beyond that. So
How rich is he? How much does he
what's
need the
that?
money? How rich is he? Does it say like his net worth?
No, it doesn't.
Just want to know how much he might need the money, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, he's held it for 5 years, so he's.
Let's see his net worth.
It's some money, I think.
No, that can't be. I don't know if this is correct, but okay, Wilder's finally getting paid the big bucks for showcasing his deadly punching power. With that being said, let us analyze how much Deontay Wilder is worth according to Forbes. Career earnings top 100 million for Wilder, but his estimated net worth is 50 million. Holy shit. He does not need the show. So maybe he is a fan.
Wow, 50 million.
Okay, so another thing says that his net worth is around 30 million, so he's in the tens of $1 million for sure. Another thing, yeah. Wow, that's so much money. Okay, well, he definitely doesn't need to win, so maybe they'll make him a traitor. Whew. Okay, Glennon says, I'm just coming back in, and yes, Wilder has a lot of money.
Yeah, 5 5 championships, whatever. So like, damn.
Excuse me, he's one of the best. Okay, never heard of him. Okay. Well, I'm excited to see how he does.
All right.
Go.
Okay.
You call me Chantele Wilder.
I do not know how to pronounce. Yeah, right. Go Jonathan Wilder. You can stop me if you need to. I don't know how to pronounce this next person's name. Is it Ekin-Su?
Ekin-Su, yeah,
Ekin-Su. I'm not going to attempt the last name. I have no idea who this is. But she won season 8 of Love Island UK.
Yes, I love Ekin-Su. She is a Leo queen. She's also a she's a star, like a TV, like an actress from where she does her acting. I forget. What does it say her background is?
Well, it's
Again?
UK Big
Turkish,
Brother.
Turkish, Turkish. I think she's a Turkish TV
Oh, is
star.
she Turkish? Okay.
Um, if I remember correctly. And she caused drama. She was able to get into fights. She never backed down.
Ooh.
Leo energy all the way. Obviously, she's gorgeous. Maybe her and Bananas might, or like her and a CT. I don't know. I think she's broken up with the guy that she won the show with. They broke up and got back together at least once, and so I'm not sure if they're on and off or on and on. But I'm happy to see her here. Having a little bit of British energy. So yeah, I'm happy to see Ekansu.
All right. Yeah, I'm not. I've only watched a few Love Island UK, so don't. I'm not. I'm Love Island US, so I'm not familiar with the UK people. But um, seems like she's like you said, royalty.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Ekansu. I was covering it with Tamika, and Tamika wasn't. I had to like force her into loving her, and I think now she likes Ekansu. But before, she's like, she thought she's too dramatic, and I'm like, I like the drama.
We like the drama. We need the drama.
Sorry,
We like the
nobody
drama. We
was like,
need the
oh, let's have
drama.
somebody a boring TV show. No.
Yeah. Okay. So the card that I have is the Owl and Wisdom.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't seem like the person you're describing, but maybe there's some clarity she has, and she's like really keen on who these traders are. And although, I mean, she'd make a great, like, seemingly like femme fatale, trader herself, but we're getting owl and wisdom, so there's knowledge there. I'm feeling as though that means she's a faithful, and is someone who's quite smart and is able to hone in her senses.
um. So yeah, Owl and Wisdom. Who did we pull Owl for when we did the Amazing Race? Do you remember?
Someone, but I don't remember who it's for now. No, I don't remember who it's for.
Hold on. Okay, so Fernando here is saying that some Reddit users are saying that Michael from Love Island season 5 was set to be on Traitors but turned it down for Love Island All Stars. I didn't hear that it was going to be on the Traitors, but I did hear that he's going to be a bombshell on Love Island All Stars. I'd rather him on Love Island. I don't know if he would translate to Traitors, being the only Brit on the season. I just don't think that he has it for that. But I didn't hear that though. Interesting. Fernando's saying that they're still together, so that sucks. But I'd rather her be single on this show. But oh well. Okay, so let me see. You got Al Wisdom. I mean, she's not dumb. So let's see what I got. Oh,
She knows who those traders are.
I think so, because she has the Queen of Swords. What do queens do?
Oh.
They rule. What is swords about? The mind, wisdom, thoughts, their words. And so I think that she might be. What if they start with 4 traders?
What if?
What if they start with 4 traders and
She
is
what
one of
queen
them?
she's the queen of the traders? Maybe.
Or
that's like dead. I don't know that there's enough people. How many people are there? 21?
Yeah.
I feel like on the UK version they were still doing 3 traders and there was like 22 or 24 people. So I don't know. I mean, it's very trader
Well, no,
heavy.
actually, it would still be 3 because we're saying Dan's getting recruited. So, so that would be
Like her
Peppermint,
peppermint.
Maxim, and Ekansu. No matter what, like I feel like she is able to get people on her side. I think that her words have a lot of weight, and she's able to kind of get her point across. And like whoever she says is the traitor, like or it goes. I feel like she's going to have some voting power in these roundtables with this card, anyways.
If I like my sense of her is that she could absolutely be a traitor, but for me, the card is someone who can spot the traitors.
Okay, Trader Hunter.
So I think she might be a traitor hunter. And it's just like, who's successful? Is she able to get some before they get her? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. And what's so interesting is, and I can't wait until you watch the UK, I mean, or even just watch this one, but with the shields being right there, that means that if you feel like you need it, you can
Mhm.
just go get it, you know? And so it's not like you have a chance of like 1 in 6 or 1 of 8 of opening a random box. So
No,
you
it's
can
like, okay, I
get it.
want it, I'm going to get it.
You can go get it. You're like, if I'm just calling these traitors out and I'm gonna be murdered, I'm getting one of those shields that are right over there right now. Screw the challenge because I need it. And so, yeah, same.
So you think she's going to be a faithful? I could see her being either. Um, I could see her being a traitor hunter though, for sure.
Traitor.
And then just getting the shield to protect her. But that's
Yeah.
also would be a really good traitor move, right?
She could also be like a recruit, like she's on to us, but like let's recruit her and bring her in, and then she kind of like slays them and then wins at the end as a traitor. I don't know. I don't know. Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
I mean, that would be wild if it was Peppermint Maxim and her as a trio for original traitors. But right now, I'm putting her down as a faithful, but I can easily see her as a traitor.
Yeah. Same.
Traitor.
Um,
Who we got? Just a couple people
Next
left.
is Janelle.
Yes, queen.
Do we even have to say about Janelle? Janelle has appeared on season 6, 7, 14, and 22 of Big Brother, as well as season 31 of The Amazing Race with Brittany. Yeah, we love Janelle. Janelle is queen. If Janelle doesn't win, I'm riding. But I mean, there's a couple people that I absolutely love. So my heart's going to be broken this season because there are people that I love. And yeah, Janelle's one of them. So oh gosh, I just hope she doesn't fall for certain people's shenanigans.
I know, but okay, she's really good friends with Rachel, and Rachel on the first season got blinded by her friendship with Suri and trusting Suri and like feeling as though they played a game, they played Snake in the Grass together. That
Yeah,
she
and
could
Stephanie
trust her.
too. Yeah.
And so I think that she would have gotten a lot of advice from Rachel as to like anybody that you're playing with that you trust, don't fully trust them because that is a way for a traitor to be able to dupe you. And so I feel like she's going to be on high alert.
Right. And that's what happened to me when I was playing my org. I made it to the end with a traitor. But it's like, and if you're not being murdered, it might be for a reason. It might be because you are playing with a traitor who thinks that they have you. So anyway, card wise, I have the Sea Otter, and it's about transformation.
Oh, okay. So that could be going into becoming a traitor at some point.
Look at her there
Saying, did you see
catching
this in the
some
trailer?
fish. Catching some fish. What's that? I said in this card here, you can see her catching some fish. She's reeling them in. Transformation into a winner. Is that what we're saying?
Well, okay, Fernanda here is saying that in the trailer, Bananas was calling her out at the round table. I don't remember seeing that. How dare you, Bananas?
Yeah, Bananas is a big wild card in general, I feel like. But
what card did you get again? The
Sea Otter, and it's transformation.
Otter. I mean, transformation in itself.
Again, that looks like that.
Wait, what? Her and Tamara are besties? I've not heard that. I've not heard that at all.
Ooh, interesting.
Fernando's also saying that he sees Janelle falling into the Katie. Who's Katie? Oh, Kate Chastain role from last season. She developed an I don't give a fuck
over attitude. It. Yeah,
I can see her having that, like being like, not like Kate was, because Kate didn't care about the competition part of it.
Yeah, Janelle cares about the competition. Yeah,
but Janelle's quite competitive. Talk about Ekansu. Oh, okay. So Bananas calling out Ekansu in the roundtable. Okay.
Right. Yeah, those round tables, they're gonna have to like. I'm sure they are time limits on them, but it could just be big blowouts. So who knows?
Okay, let's
What
pull one
card did
for
you get for Janelle?
Janelle. What are you getting here?
Good
Come on,
one.
Janelle. It's your season. Okay, this is a decent card. It's the Knight of Wands. So that is like taking action and charging forward with your passion, creativity, and ideas. And so I think that she's not going to mince words. I think that she's going to be vocal, loud, with who she thinks is a traitor. Like you can at least rely on her to have an opinion and go full force with it. And so this could be good for a trader, like for the traders to keep in the game, and also could be bad for them to have in the game. So I'm worried if she's going to be taking this approach, even though it's going to be interesting and fun as a viewer. For winning the game, sometimes you kind of have to like bite your tongue a little bit because you don't want to be a tasty target for the traders. So I feel like she's a faithful, but I think that she's going to be a loud voice.
Yeah, I mean, Janelle usually has that kind of like more of a straightforward approach, kind of power through it kind of a thing. But I need to see a little bit more deception from Janelle. And I'm hoping that the Sea Otter card and that transformation element has like she transforms her game a little bit. Like we need to see a little bit more layers. Because I want her to win. I want her to win. So
do you think
okay.
she might be I wonder, like with her being so excited about doing this exit press with Dan, that we're kind of saying that it looks like Dan's going to start out as a faithful. Maybe him and Janelle are working together as both faithfuls, and then Dan gets recruited. And then Dan is like, you know what? Let me get some of these OG traders out of here and let me recruit Janelle so him and Janelle can get to the end and win. What
Yeah,
about that?
it's funny because like I feel like we were almost skipping over like our even assessment, is Janelle going to be a faithful or a traitor? And I
I
feel
think
like
faithful start.
and I feel like that's probably a good sign for her, that it's like we're kind of like we weren't even thinking about it, like we're just assuming. And so yeah, I feel like she could do a really good job at that and transform her game that way too, as from a faithful to a trader. Although Janelle as a trader right away might be an interesting thing to watch. I would be interested to see how that plays out. I have no idea what that would look like.
So the
But
sea otter also symbolizes friendship, peace, kindness, and family. The otter is social and mischievous and a symbol of grace, empathy, and happiness, and never-ending curiosity. That could be a little bit traitor-esque, the mischievous part.
yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd be worried about is that the Janelle is recruited, is that if she acts differently. I haven't seen her ability
Lie in that
to,
way. She's always been
and
kind of an underdog and been very honest.
yes, and very straightforward. So I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't have it within her. I just haven't seen that yet. So that might be interesting to see.
So
Okay,
we're thinking faithful maybe turn to a traitor.
perhaps, yeah.
Love it.
Um, Moving on, we're on our 16th
Oh
person.
my
There's
God,
lots
there's
of
still that many left. I'm sorry. I thought that like
yeah.
we were like last one.
Yeah. Johnny Bananas, who we've kind of been talking about. And I mean, Johnny Bananas from MTV's The Challenge, as well as the latest season or the first season of The House of Villains. And, maybe other places as well with Johnny Bananas, but he's all over the place. But Johnny Bananas has won multiple seasons of The Challenge, is quite cutthroat, will take people's monies from them happily. Um, Having said that, we watched The House of Villains, and we kind of saw Johnny. I mean, if you haven't watched it, skip
Two.
10, skip 30 seconds. But we kind of saw Johnny kind of give up his game a bit at the end there for someone else to win. That's a new side of Johnny. I don't know.
I
I don't
like
know.
seeing that side of Johnny. I think it's because he did make, his cookies and cream alliance there, really wanting her to win for her family. Like, he's already a millionaire, and yes, he could have used that money to open up his gym, but he still opened up his gym. Like, he still had the leverage and been able to go to the bank and get a loan or whatever he needed. He was still able to open up his gym, and this is something that really would help her right now with her family. And so I think he had a little bit of a heart for Tanisha.
Yeah,
I love them
I
together.
love to
Like,
see it. I love to see it. So I don't
oh,
know
that's
what
crazy.
era Johnny Bananas is in. Is it this more, I mean, he was still pretty cutthroat, but he was, playing up, his role as a villain as he is. Um, but we don't know. We don't, it's really hard to say. So, how will Johnny Bananas play? Is he just in it for the fun and will try to help his friends, or will he be really cutthroat and do whatever he needs to do? So the card that I just pulled up for him
What?
is
Wait, Kathy says I didn't watch House of Villains, haven't heard a lot about it. Really? The House of Villains is was our favorite show, I think, in the last like
yeah,
after
a
the
couple
year.
months. Yeah, yeah, yeah. House of
I
Villains is
loved House of
fun.
Villains. I thought it was a really good new show that
You have
was fun.
Omarosa, you have Tiffany Pollard. You like, are you kidding me? You have Johnny Bananas, you had Johnny Fairplay, you have like so many interesting people. Yeah. But I got a card that we've already seen tonight. I got Dolphin and Happiness again, which is, I mean, we talk about intelligence and we talk about that kind of stuff, but there is like a dullness to this card for me tonight for both people who've gotten it up. I don't know that Johnny does that well from this card. I'm interested in see what card that you pull. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like he just maybe is not on his game, or puts his foot in his mouth a little bit too much because he's very outspoken and relies on social manipulation and winning as a combination. Um,
So Ben here is saying that he photoshopped his cast photo as a joke. I'm getting the vibe that he didn't do super well from the social media activity. Hmm.
yeah, I'm feeling he's not didn't do great.
Well, so that definitely
You know?
says he's a faithful and he just gets murdered easily. Um, I wonder
Yeah,
if that means that like a CT is also a traitor. He's somebody that he might think has his back and then stabs him in it.
cut some. Yeah, yeah.
What? Kathy says I may be the only ones I know she knows that watched it. I'm willing to give it a shot if you say I should. I,
Oh my
I also covered
gosh.
it with I did an episode on Rob was a podcast with Jenny and Chappelle. They covered it for RJP. I know Sarah. I don't know if Sarah watched it, but she definitely didn't cover it. I think it's an excellent show for sure. I really enjoyed it. Sorry, go ahead, continue whatever you're saying.
Yeah, I think I was just. I mean, House of Villains is a great show. I think it. I always could tell with shows. It's like I taped so many, right? And then there's certain shows that you have to watch that night that it came on for me,
Yep.
and House of Villains was one of them. Like Survivor, like Amazing Race. I watch it that night if I can. And House of Villains was the same thing. I can put off a lot of other ones, but I'm like House of Villains on. I'm watching it. Um, and so, anyway, back to Johnny Bananas. I just feel like he would be too obvious to make like he's the too obvious. Not like a Dan Giesling too obvious, but just like too obvious.
Oh,
It's
so
almost
maybe they'll just put him as a traitor and he just flops.
maybe he flops.
Maybe he's a trade
Maybe.
flop. I got Nine of Pentacles for him. And Knights are like the teenagers of the court cards. Pentacles are about money and finances. But if you notice that this particular card, this horse isn't really charging forward. It's kind of stuck, which is leading me to believe that he doesn't add to his own personal bank account. He kind of is stuck where he is, stagnant without adding more to his financial flow. Yeah. So
Yeah, like I
I
said,
don't
I'm
see
feeling a
him
little
doing that well.
dullness to it. Like it's like he had the dolphin for me, which intelligence, but at the same time, that's just who he is as a person. But there was just some dullness. It was very static. I just didn't see a lot.
I can
Doesn't feel
easily
like
see him being a faithful, but people using the fact that he's Johnny Bananas against him, and easily having other people be able to gang up against him and banish him. So I think he's going to be banished, because as a traitor, I would want anybody. I wouldn't be murdering anybody that other faithfuls think might be a traitor. I'd
Of
let
course
them
not.
banish them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I see him being a scapegoat for the traitors
Okay.
because of his
All right.
murdering.
Moving on.
Oh, sorry.
Our 2 hour long. uh, John Burkow. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see who he is. Member of Parliament for Buckingham between 1997 and 2019. I'm not up to date on my UK MPs
His
there.
name is
Or
John.
yeah, John Burkow. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, don't know him at all. I I you know that there's always in Traitors, like some of the other versions where there are a couple of the older gentlemen that you're like, who are they in the show? And it's like episode 8, and you're just finding out about them. I mean, like a little bit of background for me. I don't know if he'll like, does he know how to play these things? Will he put his foot in his mouth? Will he just fade to the background? Is he so obviously a faithful that he'll just be murdered right away? I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know his, anything about him.
I agree, Kathy. I'm not sure why him or even Ekansu are on the US version.
Well, so the UK version just did all like regular people. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And it's good. And they did fantastic casting, whoever cast that. Good job. John is a Trump fan. So yeah, I don't he could be like an early murder for me, perhaps, or I don't know. I don't know that they would get rid of him at a round table, because if is it even worth it? But
so Ben
yeah,
saying that there's clips of him circulating of him shouting in the courtroom. I think that he'll be an interesting character. Okay. I mean, they wouldn't put him on if he was going to be a dud, I don't think.
Right. I definitely got the feeling that he could put his foot in his mouth. But anyway, let me pull a card quickly. I got getting these multiple cards. There's so many cards, and I get the multiple ones. The elephant leadership again. But I think this will be an unwelcomed leadership. I feel like this will be a self-imposed leadership that
people will be annoyed by him.
And people might get rid of him just because they don't get along with him. So I don't know, but that's the card, leadership. So elephants are usually likable, and they could be lucky even.
So Kevin got the elephant, and Phaedra were the other elephants.
But I just think, yeah, it's. I just don't know how he can do well in this show. But surprise me, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, this card, I got the 9 of Pentacles, which is actually a really good card. It's a card of, affluence and abundance. So maybe he gets a lot of money for the group. Like he contributes a lot of money. I don't know. I'm surprised by this card because I just don't know who he is. So I haven't seen any clips of him in any courtroom. So I just don't know what his energy and his vibe is personally.
Right.
But this card is usually a card of like, it could be a winning card type thing. And I don't see him winning at all.
I don't see him winning either, but maybe because he's British and he's older, people just look to him for like some sort of leadership. But I really just don't see like a Bananas, a CT, a Johnny, and Maxim like really needing him or feeling like they need that leader, or Janelle even, or any of those people. So, but maybe they just feel bad for him.
Maybe know who he is Ekansu, right? And it's like,
right.
Does she even know who he is? Like, I don't know if she's political at all.
I mean, well, he was a member of Parliament for like 22 years, so
I guess maybe
probably. But yeah, I just can't see him doing well. But that's a big wild card for me. I don't know how he'll be received by the others.
Yeah, me neither. And this card, it's a good card, but I guess I just have a blind spot because I just don't know who he is, and so I can't see him doing well. But it's because I don't know him. at all. I just want to see if there's any other things about this card. Um, yeah, financial independence, self-sufficiency. It's a card of abundance, and confidence. So maybe he's just gonna be really confident, and maybe that might annoy people. Maybe he's because it says like maybe he's gonna splurge. He's gonna become maybe he's gonna be like what's our host's name again? Host? What's host? The host.
Of
The
Alan
show.
Cummings.
Alan Cummings. What if he
Yeah.
like is wearing these extravagant outfits like Alan Cummings? I think there's no S, Cumming. And maybe that's how he's expressing this Nine of Pentacles. Like maybe he's just gonna be dressed like he's going to Parliament every day. Maybe.
Right.
Just in his fashion sense is that card.
Right.
But he's gonna be faithful, right? Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so. Although if there's any longevity there, it's because he's a traitor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because he can't be murdered. Because I don't think they'd get rid of him at the round table. So, yeah. Next is Mercedes MJ. I have no idea who this person is. The Bravo's now canceled Shaws of Sunset.
Yeah, I watched it all Shaws of Sunset. So if you remember, he was the first boot last season, Reza, but her and Reza were on and off best friends for like 30 years. They went to high school together. On the show, she's waxed his asshole. Like they were very close, but then they got into some fights. And so I'm not sure where they are in their friendship right now, but they have like a 30-year long legacy of friendshipness. So even if they're off for like a year, they'll probably be back on at some point. So she's also a Leo, so she's not gonna be afraid to talk, get her point across. She's definitely fiery in that regard. I don't know how she would be strategically. I don't think she's a real estate agent, so she might be a shark in that kind of way with kind of making a presentation and getting her points across. But I don't know how she's in competitive reality.
Yeah, let me just look at this other website, what they say. Never shy from a public fallout. A lot of controversies. Yeah. Perhaps her tendency to tell it how it is will make her an invaluable asset when it comes to sniffing out who the traitors are. Okay, so I don't really know her, but let's pull my card, and it is again. Oh wow, a snake. Again, so that's creation. I think who got this? Someone got this already, but
wasn't it Dan?
I can't remember. But the snake. So who knows?
Oh, Maxim got it.
Maxim, that makes sense. Yeah. So it's like, can you weasel your way kind of in there a little bit, slither to the end? What does it mean? Is it about to me, it's just seemingly like, for the vibe I'm getting from her is like someone who makes it kind of like halfway. It's just like, can last a little bit on her own accord, but then I feel like there's just going to be giants at the end as far as who's left. And I don't know if she'll stand with them. We'll see.
I got the Queen of Pentacles again. The other Queen of Pentacles I got was CT. Maybe she does get to the end. Because with the snake card, I don't know if she'd be someone that would be turned into
like slithers or way. I could definitely see her someone being like taken to the end because she doesn't know who the traitors are, if the traitors are like winning,
Right. But this queens do say you're gonna go far into the game. Like it's not a first boot card. And so I don't know that maybe what maybe it happens is that they are able to traitor hunt and these faithfuls win. Because like maybe CT and her, because they both got the Queen of Pentacles here, maybe they both get to the end and they are able to suss out the traitors.
I know it says she's like big personality and all that, but is there the potential of her just playing a quieter game compared to everyone else?
She says a big mouth.
I just don't know how everyone could be at like a 10. You know what I mean? It's like when you cast all these people, like how are 20 some odd people?
Kind of a 10.
out of 10. So I don't
Well,
know.
like,
How's it going to work? Like
I
someone
don't
has to take the
know.
back seat at some point.
She's a Leo, man. Leos are just Sandra's a Leo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Leos.
Okay. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. We have, oh, I'm on the wrong website. We have uh, our poverty survivor competed on couple seasons. It says season 20 here, but a couple seasons of Survivor, um, who, is known for her flirtatious uh, allure and ways, and you said recently has come out that she's in a relationship with a same-sex relationship, so she's not single. um I mean, quite the to me, Parv is like a siren almost. Like she's able to just kind of, she has this allure, the likability, yet such a strategic mind as well. Can definitely come off as like not threatening when she is threatening. Um, yeah, I mean, she has a lot of potential qualities of someone who could win the show. So let's see what the cards say. We all know Parvati. So I'm just going to quickly pull a card here. I got a shark.
Mm.
Shark, and the word is purpose on top of that. I mean, Parvati is a shark. Um, is she a shark in murky waters or clear waters? I mean, who knows? But it's a shark nonetheless. I think she has the potential of doing really well as either a faithful or a traitor. I think she can rein it in when she needs to, and she can definitely. I think like if she worked with someone like, although we might think he might not do well, Johnny Bananas, but like if she worked with Johnny or like a CT or something like that, I think she would really, they would benefit each other. But on her own, I think she can do fantastic. I'd love to see what she working with like a Janelle, what that would look like.
Obviously, that's like the dream. That's what we wanted with Danny, but Danny would just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know.
Um, so dreaming on sharks tend to have a spiritual message that's linked to it, and it ultimately represents power. Sharks are considered powerful creatures in spiritual beliefs and can be a reflection of hidden truths and hidden personalities.
Hidden,
Um,
hidden. Is it because she's a
mhm.
traitor? Hidden? I don't know.
That could be interesting if it's Maxim, Poverty, and Peppermint as the starting traders. Hmm.
That's deadly. Yeah. But I feel like it wouldn't be like they'd be like people wouldn't even bring that up for quite some
Not
time.
at all.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like everybody's gonna be on Dan, and they're gonna be on Janelle, and they're gonna be on Bananas, and even CT potentially. Like I feel like those people are gonna get a lot of heat first. And Sandra, like forgetting about Sandra. Come on. Oh boy. Yeah, let me just pull my card for a pub.
Yeah.
I got two, but I think it's this one. So the Six of Cups. So this card is about reminiscing and childhood. Um, it's not necessarily a winning card. How do I feel about that? What Six of Cups or Six of Hearts in your style of
Yeah, so I mean that means that's very middle of the road, but it doesn't mean that it's not, it just doesn't mean that she's not playing to her strengths fully. I mean it's when I do that I think of
unless
love, passion, all that kind of stuff. But if you said childhood to me, which is interesting because
she does have a child, and I'm wondering if like maybe her sharkness might be dulled a little bit because she's now a mother. And before, when she's played these games, I don't think she had been a mother. Or when she did Winners at War, she was a new mom, right?
maybe, but it's interesting. I mean, I still feel like she does well. I do, but is it hindered by now being a mom and other, she missed her children too much? Is it come into play more? I mean, like that
Or
thing, or I
in the
don't know.
reminiscing world, she played with Sandra, right? And she lost to Sandra, right?
She definitely played with Sandra.
Wasn't
Yeah, I
it her,
remember that.
Sandra, and like Russell
I
were the
feel like
final three?
I
Wasn't it the
feel like
final?
them going at it. Yeah, so I feel like
So I'm wondering if the reminiscing is of her time with Sandra, and she's not maybe able to get past that, and so maybe her and Sandra will be at odds, which it wouldn't be good. Or the opposite, they come together and like they kind of get over their beef. But
right,
I'm wondering if their relationship is going to be a bit of a big storyline.
right. Maybe there's some juvenile elements to it that they should get over if they aren't able to. But
So yeah,
I don't
maybe they
know.
need to turn over a new leaf in their relationship, and that's going to be her main focus in the beginning of this, at least in the beginning of the game.
Right, right. I still think she
She
does
kind of
well.
holds a grudge a little bit, right? So
I still think she does well. I mean, you know, the like our cards were a bit different, but if I just was going with the shark, I would say I'm like, yeah, that's who she is. But it's interesting. It's interesting. There might be a little dull to her. And that's the thing. It's like from season to season, like when we see a lot of with MTV's The Challenge and whatnot, you see people play completely differently sometimes, or they've lost their edge, or they've, you know, who knows? So people change quite drastically in a short period of time. So we'll see if she has it still.
mm-hmm.
Uh, okay, next is 20 Trishelle. Trishelle, I did watch the original Real World Las Vegas. She's been on The Challenge. She's a Playboy model as well.
She's the one that like got the most fame, like from MTV back in those days. Like they were like all the Maxim girls from like MTV. Didn't she date Leonardo DiCaprio? Like she definitely was an it girl from MTV in the early 2000s.
Yeah, she's one of the earlier, more iconic ones for sure. Trishelle. So listen, Trishelle, I think just innately without thinking too much of it, I think she, is someone who can win this, someone who could team up with a CT, a Johnny, multiple other people, a Maxim, and get far. But if people piss her off,
If she has a cocktail too many and a little bit of get some attitude from somebody, it
I
could be a
mean, has
problem.
she calmed down a little bit as age does that to us? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, who knows? But
Or did I
it's
just disappear? Sorry.
it's what's that?
I said, did I just disappear because I just got to pop
Oh,
up?
you are a blank
Yeah.
screen. But I will
Okay.
just show you my card for Trishelle, which is a cat. And we have intuition is the word with Trishelle, a cat. Um, I would cast her as a little cat woman.
Didn't she
Um,
do that? I feel like she might have done that. Or
Yeah,
she's.
I
I
mean,
feel like
there's
I've seen her as a
literally like
cat
a
before.
woman wearing a cat mask in the back too, with some cats right there. So yeah, intuition, good intuition is what you need for this show. I think she can. I really do think she'll do quite well. I actually get a better feeling about Trishelle than I do with Poverty, even though I know how strong Poverty is and connections she potentially already has. Um, but yeah, as long as she's able to really control those emotions. I mean, a cat has 9 lives, so she might have a few in this one. I'm not quite sure,
Yeah,
but
like people like they want to banish her, but they just don't. They just keep her around. She's like kind of like how Kate wanted to be banished and then she wasn't.
yeah, maybe like she might be like on her way out, and they're like, no, or she'll get recruited, or who knows. So, cat,
So I got the 9 of Swords. So nine of Swords is usually like there's a lot of mental activity and creating things in your mind that are not actually existing in reality. And so I do think that this game is going to get to her. I think she's going to be really paranoid. I think that she might be a little unhinged with who she's going for, and so she might be one of those people that maybe she's onto the traitors, but like it would just be too obvious for them to murder her, and so they just keep her around and like just kind of pick her as being unhinged, even if she's has been using her intuition and is on the right track. I think the way that she delivers her information might be in an unhinged fashion, and so that it doesn't become as credible. But I think she's going to stick around a long time because she's just going to be so unhinged.
Right. And I mean,
And Ellie wants to know any chances if she quits again. I don't think she's gonna quit this.
I was trying to be nice. I was trying to say that, like, maybe there's she's calmed down a little bit. She's like, but yeah, there is a unstableness at Trishelle's core that I love watching. But I don't know that it will benefit her in this game. But we all calm down as we get older, and you know,
Cats are also really independent, so maybe she's just gonna be like kind of a lone cat, lone wolf vibe, where she just is like she doesn't really necessarily have any allies. People are
oh,
kind of
I can
afraid
see
to
that.
work with her because she's like might talk too much and become a target, and so I think she's gonna be kept around because of the fact that she's gonna be so messy, and I don't think she'll quit.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
And so you think she's gonna be a faithful, I'm sure, right? Yeah. Ari, is this our last one?
Oh, I don't know why this page ran out, but I know that let me look at the other page. I know we're missing Sandra still. So let's just go to Sandra. Oh, here she is on this other page. That page only had 20 or 20 for some reason. Sandra. Sandra from Survivor, obviously.
Only
Multiple
one
winners.
Sandra in reality TV.
Queen stays queen. So Sandra, if you actually pick, I would even rate Sandra over Janelle for me. It's close, but Sandra is my original queen.
Yeah, you keep on like be like, oh right, no, she's my queen. No, wait, no, they're my queen.
Yeah, but Sandra's always been. So I've played like online games before, and I always pick Sandra as kind of like my person over anyone else. And so if you don't know Sandra, you're probably not going to be watching the Traitors because you probably don't know reality TV. But it's yeah, Sandra's been around for quite a long time and has made some reappearances here and there, one twice. Strong, has a mouth.
I just want to see her like come for bananas.
Can be quite deceptive, but like I would think really good at picking who could potentially be the Traitors, and the Traitors could be really worried about that. Anyway, let me just see what my card is. My card is I got a shark, like a shark again for her.
Shark again
with the word of purpose underneath it. So yeah, I mean, Sandra is a shark. It's funny that the two winners? Survivor winners and women got the sharks, and they're both strong. Yeah, so I will not be satisfied unless there's they make it to the end. But at the same time, is there concern, you think, because
can there be two sharks in the game? I don't know.
Ooh, will they attack each other? But Suri won last year. So is there paranoia behind that? Is there concern? Is there going to be like, well, look at Suri, and now we have these two other queens of Survivor here. Should we get them out? Like, will people be thinking about that? I don't know.
I don't know if everybody would have watched.
Will they have? Yeah, will they have did it air and then film like before it aired? So will they even
I feel like it was airing and then they went away.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know. But like Sandra, yeah.
So I got the King of Cups. It's a king, which is great. So she got a king and Parvati got a queen, huh? No, 6 of Cups. Never mind. 6 of Cups.
Well, queen stays queen, or queen becomes king, maybe,
Well, and King of Cups is like in control of their emotions. And so maybe we're going to see a more contained version of Sandra. And so maybe she's refined. Yeah, maybe. And then just knows when to strike. Maybe. Do you think that maybe they'll put her as the third traitor?
It could be. I mean, there's a lot of people you could be like, it's too obvious, but I feel like one of them's going to be. And I think Sandra does well when there's a lot of chaos around her already. And she's able to kind of like almost be the voice of reason, like seemingly. And I feel like there will be a lot of chaos. So
I think they might make Sandra a traitor.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I think, okay, so
let's say that Sandra's probably a traitor.
Okay, so a starting traitor, correct? So then the starting traitor, which this really would be a great combination. So starting traitors would be Peppermint, Maxim, and Sandra.
So we have Dancing
Potential,
with the Stars. We have, RuPaul's Drag Race, which no one really is in, and then we have a Survivor person. Okay.
and then potentially the recruitments would be CT. Did we say? I think we said maybe Janelle and Dan were the three people that might be recruited.
The only thing with that is that they're keeping out the Real Housewives and Bachelorette people. And I feel like they may want to, so if it's not those three, or they may want to include one of them.
Oh, so maybe there's a fourth though, right? Because someone was
Yeah,
saying that
maybe.
there's 4 traitors for this recent season for UK. So maybe then, who out of the housewives would you think would be
No,
the
see, this
best?
recent season of UK is only 3 traders still.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But I mean, I feel like I've watched a season somewhere that had 4 to
Agreed.
start off with. I forget which version of it, but I've watched all of them.
I don't think Larsa would make a good traitor. I don't think Tamra would either.
I just feel like it's too many people in that area for them to like not want to do some, but maybe they don't. I mean, the people that we've picked thus far are all from separate areas,
Mm-hmm.
So
Unless they okay, maybe MJ.
but they
MJ
also
as she's Bravo. She's not housewife, but she is Bravo, right? House of Shaws was originally on Bravo, I believe, and then it's moving to another network. I think it's moving to E. So she got the Queen of Pentacles and the Snake. So
yeah,
all right. Well, I don't know what's going to happen, but that's our loose predictions for now, right?
So I mean, listen, and we reviewed them afterwards on when we did the Amazing Race, and some of them were spot on. So yeah, that's the fun part, is watching this and then watching the season as it plays out, and then coming back and seeing what we said
Seeing
before.
how it goes. Absolutely.
No, but this is a great cast, so
it's great. I mean, I could make an argument for almost anybody being a faithful or a traitor, and I can probably make an argument for at least half of them winning the game. So that lets you know that's going to be a good season.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jonathan, for hanging out with me. Everybody else here in the chat, you guys are awesome. As you watch me press the buttons here with my finger, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Like this video. Kathy, thank you for holding down the fort here in the chat, reminding everybody to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can know when we go live out of our regular time. And this season, if I'm not mistaken, starts on Friday. 3 episodes are going to be dropped at 3 a.m. on Friday morning, which is annoying. So we're going to have to watch it real fast on Friday. And hopefully we can do a Friday afternoon recap just to get in there right away and see how some of these cards play out right away, which is fun.
Yeah, and if Chantel's not too busy in Mexico, she might catch up on the UK one. Or I might do some like subtle comments about the UK one if anyone watches them too, but I won't give anything away.
Worst, I'll do it. I'll download the thing, and I'm going to Tulum tomorrow, and so there'll be a 2-hour drive, and so I can just download the episode and watch at least the premiere. So
yeah,
I'll do that.
You'll be addicted. It's quite good. So
of course I'll be addicted. It's not like I'm not watching it because I don't want to. It just
yeah. No, you enjoy Mexico.
Like I've watched Drag Race, so I'm caught up in the season premiere, or that at least I was able to do. Well, thanks again, everybody here in the chat, and we'll see you soon. See you Friday. Bye.